So let's talk about seasonal feeding. Here we are in May. A lot of people refer to this as protein season, and we are moving a lot of feed. Walk us through the growing season and how important year-round feeding is for deer health.
Yep. So obviously the best thing you can do for a deer herd is to feed them year-round. If you feed them year-round, they're going to get the maximum nutrition whenever they want it. They can go up there and get it. But that's not an option for everybody. Not everybody can feed their deer herd year-round. And there's certain times throughout the year that are more important than others. And some of the bad habits that a lot of these deer managers will make is as soon as that growing season starts, say that buck starts growing his antlers in late March, early April, they throw out feed, and then they feed them all the way through the growing season, say they cut it off around the 1st of August. Well, the problem with that is you miss the two most important times to feed your deer. Post-rut, January, February, it's late winter. There's no natural forage out there, very, very minimal natural forage out there for them.
Your bucks are worn down.
Bucks are worn down. Your antler development needs to start right there. So put feed out at that period of time to pull them through the rut, to get their conditioning back. So don't worry about putting feed out towards the end of March, 1st of April, because that's when spring is coming out. Spring is popping, there's green grass, there's new forbs, all the browse species are coming out. They have all kinds of natural food at that period of time. So it's way more important to feed that animal January, February than it is March and April. And on the flip side of that, when things start to burn up towards the end of the summer, say July, August, September, that's a way more important time to be feeding an animal as opposed to March and April, May, June. It just kind of all depends on the rain. But you think about just about every August and September around here is hot and dry.
Right.
It's like that all the time. So
it's really hard to grow antlers on a buck that dies as a fawn 2 years ago because you didn't feed it through the summer.
Yep. So there's, if you're only going to feed 6 months out of the year, I would suggest you feed January, February, and then feed July, August, September. Feed those months right in there is way more important than feeding them when they have all kinds of natural food during the springtime.
And a lot of that is probably industry driven. The months that feed companies will push that deer feed real hard, those are your non-feeding months for cattle. So they got to shift their production over. And so they've convinced a lot of deer ranchers that they need to feed when there's green grass in the field instead of when the deer need it the most.
Yep. We don't have that problem. All we do is deer feed, strictly deer feed. We don't have to worry about filling in those gaps here.